I can go over to the side and change the host.
Oh,
Okay, good.
so you have the controls.
Apparently,
Okay.
Crazy.
you have them now.
Okay.
I do not know why. Weird.
Well, that is weird.
Don't drag all that out.
That is funny. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. It's technology not my friend today at all. All right. So let me bring over this PowerPoint so I can share it.
It's a big one. It's like, what, 50 slides?
Yeah, it's large.
It's okay. We'll go fast, though, but it's got a ton of good stuff. It's how to get booking, why they're important, how to get your calendar set up. I mean, there's a ton of good information on this.
Yes. Okay. It's wanting to dual, because I run dual screen, so it's wanting to throw my slide on the other screen. Let's see. I'm going to see if you guys can see it on here. Okay. Hang on. Let me share my screen and tell me. Oh, it's asking me which screen I want to share. That's interesting.
Well,
I didn't know.
we're learning all kinds of new things tonight.
Man, okay, so tell me if you can see the slideshow.
It's coming up. Yep. And that was really fast.
Yeah. So can you see the front slide, Marican?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, hot damn.
Susan.
I did not know it would let me share my secondary desktop. That's interesting. All right.
Good stuff.
Fabulous. Let's see if I can control it still. Okay, so tonight we're talking bookings. How fun is that? Get ready to write, because like Marican said, it's a long one. Okay. So, bookings. Why are they important? What is booking? Why is it important? You guys know that bookings are what keeps you in business, basically. If you don't have bookings, you don't have a paycheck, because you need to get in front of people to show them all of our awesome stuff. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about calendar blocking, how to fill your calendar, how to get bookings at the party, and then we've got a call to action for you. Okay, so what is a booking? This is pretty simple. It's just a date on the calendar that a customer chooses to host. And that could be in person or it could be Facebook. Either way, it could be a fundraiser. It could be pretty much anything where you're getting in front of people. You can tell Marican wrote that. Why are bookings so darn important? Because I would have said it a different way, because that's how I am. Bookings are essential to your business. They keep your business alive. It's the truth. If you don't have parties on your calendar, you can't sustain your business. 2 bookings per party equals your business staying where it is, because you're basically just replacing the parties you just had. But when you can get 3 or 4 bookings per party, that's when you're really going to grow your business, because it grows exponentially. And like, I used to have some cool chart about that where it was like, okay, here's your 4 parties and 3 bookings off of each of those parties. Now you go from 4 parties that month to having, oh, math, help me out, like 12 parties the next month, right? So it grows exponentially. And if you want your business to grow, that's how you need to do it. Okay, so what is the key to getting bookings? You guys, this is really complicated. The key is you need to ask. That's it. Not everybody's going to say yes, but 100% of the people you don't ask are not going to party. People are not coming out of the woodwork to say, please, can I have a 31 party? It just doesn't happen. I mean, maybe every once in a while, and it's like seeing a unicorn, and it's amazing and fabulous. But for the most part, you need to open your mouth and be willing to speak up and ask who wants to host. And we have such a great compensation plan, or a great hostess rewards program. They're getting so much stuff for hosting a party, especially when they hit that $600 mark and they're getting whatever the monthly special is. So it's really a win-win. You're getting another booking and they're getting all this free stuff and organizing their house to boot. So adopt the mindset that you are offering the service, and that they're not doing you a favor. They're partnering with you so that you both win in the situation. Okay, so the best place to get a booking is always the party. Always has been, always will be, because they're seeing all the stuff. They're seeing it in person, not just in the catalog, not just online. They're seeing it, they're touching it, they're falling in love with it. They're probably seeing something that they can't afford to just go ahead and purchase that night. So the best way to get it for free or discounted is always going to be to host. And that's the kind of thing that you need to make sure that you're pumping up at the party. Be energetic, be excited. Show them the stuff you love. If there's products that you are super passionate about, that's absolutely what you want to be showing, because that excitement shines through. Okay, so we're going to talk about calendar planning real quick. You have to have control of your calendar in order to get your bookings. Marika, do you want to do this part?
Yes.
Okay.
I love the calendar part. It's like my favorite part.
It's your fave.
So, what celebrates a successful consultant and a leader from the rest? It's a plan. I mean, truly, ladies, it is a plan. And when we go to the parties, we need to have a plan for the dates that we actually want to book. And if we don't, then we're not the ones in control of our calendar. The people that we are working with are in control, because you're going to be going, sure, I'll do a party on that date. And then you're going to come home and you're going to realize that your son has a softball game, or your husband has a band concert, or you're supposed to be at someone's birthday party, and you're going to miss the important things in your life because you were not the one in control. So to make that plan, you need to decide how many parties you want to do each month. So I want you all to write it down right now. How many parties do you want to do each month? On your paper, write down how many parties you want to do each month. Then to think what days of the week you want to do your parties on. You all know that I decided a few years ago that I was not going to do parties on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays anymore. And so I set my main party days as Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Well, then my husband decided he was coming home on Thursday nights, so I changed my main party days to Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. So I am completely in control of when I'm doing my parties. So my calendar gets those days marked off. I prepare my hostess materials at the beginning of the month so that I know when I go to a party that I'm going to have. Before I go to every single party, I always have hostess material ready. I have my little hostess packets. And some of you all have seen my hostess packets. I'll post them for the rest of you all so you can see the picture that I took just the other day. I do schedule my hostess coaching as well. I do my hostess coaching on Mondays and Wednesdays. During the day, I actually do it mainly by texting. It works better for me that way. It works better for my hostesses. I find that 90% of the people would rather receive a text than a phone call. Actually, it's really hard to get somebody to answer the phone nowadays. So hostess coaching by text and private message on Facebook is perfect. And I do use the same information over and over and over again, because hostesses all need to hear the same things. I might just change it up a little bit, but basically I tell them the same things. I check in with my hostesses regularly before their parties. And I typically do that on Mondays and Wednesdays also, but they're different texts than the ones that go out for the beginning of their parties. But I do all of those things on those 2 days of the week. It makes it easier for me to know what's going on. I do all of my prepping for my parties, usually on Wednesday nights and Thursdays during the day, because those are days that I don't have as many parties. And Grayson helps me. He knows that when I say, okay, it's time to make hostess packets, that he's going to sit down and make 10 hostess packets. And he knows when I say it's time to get the catalogs ready for the party, that he is going to make sure all the catalogs have labels on them. He's going to make sure that there is an order form inside and that there's a guest care card inside of every single catalog. And he usually does a whole pack of 25 of those at a time for me so that I have them all ready for the party. Closure party. I usually set 2 days a month that I plan to close out all of my parties. It makes it a whole lot easier for me to know that I'm going to be doing most of my closing of parties at the same time. Parties that I have at the beginning of the month, I usually give them 2 weeks from the day of the party, but their final closing date is generally around the 14th of the month. And then the second final closing date is usually around the 25th of the month. And that works well for me because I know that any information that I send out to my hostesses is going to say, you know, I want to close your party out. If the party's on the 10th, I want to close your party out on the 4th. But it has to be closed out by the 25th. And it makes it really easy for me to be able to know at any point when they have their party when I plan to close it out. I'm not going to forget. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, your closing date might be, maybe it's the 15th. If I keep it consistent, then no matter who asks or where I'm at, I generally can tell them when I plan to close their party out. So they can't catch me off guard that way. It makes it a lot easier to keep the consistency in my entire schedule. So what is your plan? If you're not sure, then listen up. I'm going to share with you how you can plan your calendar and plan it for success. So why is it important to have your available party dates marked on your calendar? You never know when somebody might be with you. You need to be ready to take a booking whenever the time arises. So I actually put it on my Google Calendar right here on my phone, the days that I have parties available. And when the party is booked, come on up. When the party is booked, the person's name actually, well, and my calendar, of course, has disappeared. Anyway, the person's name gets put in that time instead of just party date available. And so it's also written on a paper calendar so that when I go to my parties, I can lay my paper calendar out in front of my hostesses and say, these are the available dates. And when I have them book those dates, what I say to them is, okay, if you want to book your party on the 17th of June, then write your name, date, address, email address, and phone number on this date. That way when I go to enter their parties, all I have to do is open up my calendar and everything is right there. The dates that I'm available to do parties are highlighted in hot pink on my calendar. That makes it very easy to tell that they're party dates. Beth, I think you highlight yours in green, right?
Green for money, yes. Parties and vendor events, anything where I'm making cash is green.
That's right.
Yay.
So where is the strangest place any of you all have booked a party? Y'all can unmute yourselves for a second. Tell me, where's the strangest place you've ever booked a party?
I haven't booked a party yet.
Well, we're going to take care of that for you, so don't worry.
Okay.
Mary, where's the strangest place you've booked a party?
That's a call.
Oh, she's muted. I can see your mouth moving, but I can't hear anything coming out. What about you, Beth? Have you had any strange places you've booked parties?
Not anything super weird. I tend to do a decent amount of business at like the ball field, where people will, see my bags when I'm, sitting at softball, or back when we used to cheer. Oh my gosh, that was a big hit. And a lot of people up there, they're like, oh, 31. Oh yeah, I've heard of that. You know what? Can I get some free stuff too if I host? Heck yeah, baby, let's hook you up. So, I mean, I don't know that that's real strange, but it's fun. I like it.
But you were not at the party and you weren't at home, so you had to know what time you had available. What about you, Susan? Where's the strangest place you've ever booked a party?
The strangest, I guess, would be the only one I've got booked right now.
Where did you book it at?
She just texted me on Facebook and booked one. She works
Hey.
at the hospital, though, so I'm pretty excited.
That is a really good one. So the strangest
that is.
I have ever booked a party, ladies, it was in the parking lot of the daycare. Someone stopped me because they saw the 31 logo on the back of my car. Can I get a catalog? And I said, sure. She said, my 31 consultant won't give me a catalog. You know that story. And so, of course, I gave her a catalog. And I said, well, do you want to do a party? And I pulled out my calendar because I keep it with me and booked it right then and there. But if I did not know my party dates, I would not have been able to book it. So you never know where someone's going to stop you and ask you about having a 31 party. I have booked parties in the grocery store too.
Right.
So you just never know. So if you know when your party days are and the days that you still have available, it'll make it much easier for you to book those parties. So what kind of calendar do you use? It does not matter. Do you use an online calendar like Google? Do you use a paper calendar, or do you use both?
Yeah, I'm online personally because here's why. My phone is very small and it's always with me. Usually like attached to my body in some way, shape, or form. So I know that I can always pull up my calendar and let somebody know, oh yeah, I do have that Thursday available. Let's do it. It's very easy. I tried really hard to go paper because there are some really stinking cute paper calendars out there. And I would leave my really stinking cute paper calendar on my desk all the time, which did me that much good when I was trying to be out and about booking parties. So that system did not work for me. I gave up. I finally even stopped buying them because every year I'd buy one and use it for about the first week of January and then I'd be done. Right? Then you can relate. I've spent more money on freaking Erin Condren and all those because they're stinking cute. Big waste of my money, honestly. But if they work for you, that's awesome. I'm gonna stick with my iPhone.
I use both. And the reason I use both because I paper calendar, it's because I need to be able to show someone else my paper calendar. So I use both, and I do have my phone calendar, which without it would be in big trouble because it is what keeps me from being lost all the time and not knowing where I'm supposed to be. So my calendar right here, I can't see myself, so I can't see what I look like. But my calendar right here, I don't know if y'all can tell. Do you see all the different colors on it?
Yep.
It is totally color-coded because parties on my calendar are green. Let's see. So I have a party on Wednesday night. Here it is. And parties are green. So because again, I know I'm making money. And then all of my other regular 31 stuff, my coaching calls, and even our training call tonight are on here. Our training calls are purple, and regular coaching calls are red or pink. So I do use both, and it's for a very specific purpose. I am scared to death to show somebody my regular calendar on my phone because when they see all the colors and things, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, she does not have time to party with me. So I also like having the paper calendar just for the reason that I told you all before. When I ask somebody which date they want, they can write down all of their information right on that calendar. And that way I have everything I need to get the party set up. So I'm a little bit of both. And
So you can
works really well for me. Say it again, Susan.
You can color code on the cell phone too?
Yes, you sure can.
I didn't know that.
Yep. On Google Calendar, when you go to create your events, let me hold it up and show it to you. When you go to create your events, there is a place down here at the bottom. Can y'all see that? It says default calendar, default color, and there you go. There are all your different color choices, so you can change it.
That's cool.
I have an iPhone.
That's what I've got.
If you're using Google, it's still the same.
Hold on, I'll find out for you, Susan. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, I color code for my husband too. You probably can't see, but let me open one up. Here's my husband's calendar because his calendar is attached to my calendar for his band. And his band stuff is brown because that way I know that I'm not going to book a vendor event when he has a band event. But it's funny though, when he goes and schedules meetings and stuff for work, they pop up on my phone so I can say to him, hey, how did that meeting go today? And he thinks I'm amazing. He doesn't remember what I actually
That's so funny. That's funny.
I am ready, Beth.
Okay.
Okay, so quick ways of getting control of your calendar. Admit that everyone has the same amount of time in a day, and it really, really does matter. We do all have the same 24 hours in a day, but if we are very selective with our time and careful with our scheduling, we are easily going to be able to get everything done that we need to do. Your calendar reflects you and your choices. Do a quick check and see if it reflects what you really want. My calendar did not used to reflect what I really wanted. Before I started calendar blocking and setting off the days that I wanted to do parties, I was doing parties whenever someone wanted to do one. And I was miserable because I was missing things that I wanted to be at. I was not able to go out to girls' night. I was missing Taekwondo classes for my son because I was booking parties because, well, they wanted to do a party and I needed money. But you know what? No one gets mad at you when you say, these are the days I do parties. I was terrified when I stopped doing parties on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I thought that my business was going to suffer terribly because I wasn't doing that. But actually, my business increased because I'm in charge of my calendar, and I just tell people, these are the days I have available. If that's what you tell them, then those are the days they're going to pick. If you open up your entire calendar and say, here's everything, pick a day, they'll pick whatever they want. So make sure that you are the one in charge and that your calendar is reflecting what you want to do, not that you're a pushover and you're going to do whatever they want. So ditch the victim mentality. I just wish there were more hours in a day. There aren't, period. Really, there aren't. Schedule yourself some time for yourself. Schedule the days that you want to do your party. Schedule the time that you are going to get your hostess packets together. Do them all at the beginning of the month. Schedule when you're going to get your kit packed for going to your parties. Schedule the time that you're going to do your hostess coaching. You can do it all at the same time. You do not have to let others be in control of you. Mm-hmm. You can be in control of your own time and your own calendar if you schedule it and then stick to it.
Yes. Side note on that, when Marikan said the stuff about the band, it made me think of this. There was something I heard from another leader at some leadership event probably 2 years ago, and I don't even remember who said it, but it stuck with me, was that she said, I cannot schedule my business around your non-existent events. And what that means is when you have something on your calendar, a party, a vendor event, whatever it is, and then all of a sudden a kid comes home and says, oh, I've got a band performance that day. Well, you know what? I already booked this, and I can't feel guilty about the fact that I'm going to be working, and you suddenly have an event that your coach or your band director or your whoever did not give us enough notice about.
You got it.
Isn't that huge? I thought that was really big because, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but my kids' schedules are ridiculous. And no, I do not make it to everything because some of these things that I plan, vendor events in particular, are sometimes months in advance that you're booking these. And I can't just skip every event that all of a sudden somebody's got something on their calendar for. So you need to let go of a little bit of that mom guilt when you're like, oh, I'm working and they've got this. Well, you didn't sign up to work when they had that. That came up later. So just stop. Don't beat yourself up about it. That was
it's funny that you say that because I keep telling my husband when he decides to stay home on Mondays and he gets upset with me because I have meetings on Monday nights. I keep telling him it's the second and fourth Monday. Every second and fourth Monday, if you decide to stay home, I'm working. So it's on my calendar. And if he would pay attention, he would know it too.
Right? So you play this little recording back for him and tell him I said, Chris, she's booked this 2 years ago and it ain't changing. So you better just get with the program.
That's right.
I'll lay down the law for him. It's all good.
You go. I'm ready.
Okay.
So some quick ways to get in control of your calendar. And we've already talked a little bit about this. This is the color coding. And you can color code your calendar in a lot of different ways. And I do use color coding for all different things. But over here on the side, you can see some different ways that you can color code your calendar. You can actually go into Google Calendar and set these things to say what each color means. Mm-hmm. And I love doing that. But you can go in, you can make important, business, personal, vacation, must attend, travel requirements. Grayson's things come up on my phone in blue. If it's blue, I know it has something to do with my son. Mm-hmm. If it's brown, I know it has something to do with Chris. Wound tight, it's the band. But it makes it very easy for me to be able to see what's going on. So use color coding. You can use it with markers on a calendar like you see here, or you can go into your Google Calendar. I particularly like Google Calendar because it syncs with every device. I know Beth uses Outlook, and your Outlook syncs as well.
It does.
Yes.
It does. So yeah, it's convenient because then you've got it on your laptop, your iPad, your iPhone, everything. And we have a family calendar that if I stick stuff in that category, then it's on the kids' calendars as well, on my husband's calendar. So everything is all meshed together and everybody knows where they need to be and I don't have to tell them 785 times.
You got it. So that's a very quick way to get in control of your calendar and know what's going on, is just simply by color coding everything. Okay, so quick ways to get control of your calendar now. Decide as best you can how many times you will devote to your 31 business. So many consultants spend time thinking about their 31 business 24/7 and not actually work in their business. So make a plan. Are you going to work 15 minutes a day on your business? That's great. If you work 15 minutes a day consistently on your business will grow. Are you going to work 30 minutes on your business a day? That's wonderful. Maybe you want to work on your business on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Perfect. Schedule it, set time aside, and make it business time. Plan it and do it. Don't keep thinking about it. Don't keep wondering about it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just sit down and get started.
Right. Just make sure that during your work time, you're actually working in your office, not just playing office, because there's a big difference. If you're saying, okay, I'm going to go work now, and you're like filing old order forms and, maybe rearranging your desk drawer and, oh, let me check Facebook because I got to connect with this hostess, but then you get distracted for 45 minutes. Watching like dog videos. Yeah, I mean, it happens. I get it. Believe me, I get it. But then you can't turn around after that and say, oh my gosh, I just worked for an hour and a half and I didn't even get anything done. This business is so hard. I can't do it. Like, don't do that to yourself because it's self-sabotage, even if you don't recognize it as such.
So I've been trying to make myself focus, because focus is one of my biggest issues. And so I do set timers on my phone. I'm reading a book right now. And I set a timer earlier for an hour so that I could sit down and read. And during that hour, I was not allowed to turn the TV on. I was not allowed to check messages. I was not allowed to look at my phone. I had to read. So set that time aside and work. So Beth, I got 2 chapters read.
Girl, I am on page like 7. I am making no progress. I need to prioritize it.
That's right. 7.
I have a good memory. I have no time to read, but I've got a good memory.
Yeah, any of you all that want to read this book with us, we'd love for you to. It's called The Barefoot Executive by Carrie Wilkerson. Fabulous book. The very first couple of chapters are talking about how to decide and run your business. Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready.
I told Kelly that I was reading that like last Wednesday, and like Sunday night, she's like, "Oh, I read the book over the weekend. It was really good." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, I've been reading it for like 10 years. Like, what is happening? I know. I need to pull it together.
Set a timer. Give yourself an hour.
Seriously.
So this we've already talked about. I'm not going to go through it again because it's basically telling you how to set your calendar aside. Monday nights are business nights. Monday nights we have meetings. Be consistent with your plan. Do it the same every single time. Party nights for me are Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, not Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday now. What time do your parties start? All my parties start at 6 o'clock. It's easy to remember. I know that no one is going to be able to get home and not come back out if I do my parties at 6 o'clock. And the hostess is going to have time to get home and get her stuff ready. And so every single party is at 6 o'clock unless there's a special circumstance. Adjustments for that. So for me to being and schedule and just doing it the same way over and over and over again. It's a system, ladies. Slow change.
Is it? Yeah, I just got a message saying the internet was unstable.
That was crazy. It took a long time, but it changed over. So here's an example of my schedule. Just like I told you, my team business is done on Monday nights. Even my Better Together meetings are scheduled on Monday nights. I do Facebook follow-up with my VIP group on Monday nights, and I check in with hostesses on Mondays as well. Tuesdays, I do customer follow-ups during the day, and it's party night. Wednesdays is my one-on-one team calls. I do tons of team calls during the day. I go to the post office. I make deliveries, calls, and practice. I do personal appointments a little bit on Thursdays as well.
Up a lot.
I am. I'm sorry.
And at least on my end, I don't know if everybody is getting that as well.
Am I breaking up for everybody? No. It must be you this time.
It's me. All right, I'm just going to shut up then. I'll be over here if you need me.
So Fridays are the days that I do exactly what Beth said earlier. When I go down to my office, because Chris is home on Fridays, I am not going to get any work done. So when I go to my office on Fridays, I clean up. I straighten up my office. I put everything away. I put my order forms away. I do my filing. I do all of that stuff on Fridays because Chris is going to be down there playing his guitar and talking to me while he works. And there's no way to get me done. So Fridays are cleanup day and get ready for next week. So that's just a little bit of my quick schedule. When faced with additional requests for your time, I love this. This is so important. You know, we all get them. And we have to learn how to say yes slowly, or at least say, let me check my schedule. May I get back to you? This gives you time to see what you have on your calendar and whether or not you want to do it. It also allows you the opportunity to really think, is this something that I really want to do, or am I feeling pressured into doing it? It gives you the opportunity to look, to think, and plan before you respond. You can do anything you want to do, but you can't do everything. And it's really hard to say no, but we're using this strategy right here. It gives you the opportunity to take a minute before you say yes. And that way you can choose what's most important to you and what you really want to do instead of having to always say yes. I'm one of those people, I'm a yes person. I'm easy to say yes. And so I've had to learn to say, you know, I'm not sure, let me take a look at my calendar. Mm-hmm. And then I can really think about it and reflect upon it and decide if it's truly something that is going to better me or better my business, or if it's one of those things that I really don't have to do. Do these 5 things daily, and you'll definitely get ahead of your time and you'll master it. Take charge of your calendar, take charge of your business, and take charge of your life. And I really do believe that if you all do these things, that it really is going to make a difference in your business.
Uh-huh. I just like that.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, that's so true. All right. So if I'm breaking up, let me know, because I sound great to me right here in my office. All right, so filling your calendar. You've got it all laid out. It's color-coded. It's gorgeous. Now let's get some parties on board, right? Okay. So how are you going to find hostesses? That's pretty important, right? Like list of 62, kind of important. So look at who have been your top hostesses or your top customers in the past, and that's going to help you figure out who to contact. You can use your back office and pull your previous parties. You can throw them into an Excel and sort by party total, or if you're doing individual orders, sort by order total to determine who your top people are. And that's pretty easy. And Marika or I could walk you through that if you don't know how to do it, but it's pretty simple. Okay. I personally am a huge fan of vendor events. I kind of do a lot of them. I did one this past weekend. I didn't have any. The weekend before I had one. I've got one this coming weekend. They're big here. I don't know if it's the same where you guys are, if there's a lot of them happening, but
yeah,
there's a lot. I mean, around here you can find them, but we're getting into where it's, you know, ridiculous hot, so there won't be so many for the next couple months, and then they pick up again a lot in September. But I mean, Google craft fairs, Google the name of your city, and like put in the name of communities. Even if you've got, you know, around here it's golf course communities. I don't know what it is up there, but around here you can Google specific golf course communities, and a lot of them do events. And that is a great place to get outside your circle and meet people. People are going to those to shop. They get it. They know what they're there for. So if you can reel them in and get them falling in love with your stuff and have a nice, pretty display and say, oh my gosh, look at this right here. This is what my average hostess gets all this for free. That sucks them in pretty well because people are a big fan of free stuff. Look at community websites. We have a site down here called Nextdoor. Do you guys have that up there? It's basically like a community site where different of our little gated golf course communities, it's like Facebook for your community, basically. So you're interacting just with neighbors in like your neighborhood and maybe like the 6 surrounding neighborhoods will be on the same Nextdoor app. So it's pretty cool. You might have something similar up there. I would take a look and see. Daycares are huge for vendor events. Daycares are huge. School carnivals, like elementary school carnivals, are big. They will often do both a fall and a spring event. So if you can get in with any of those, that is great. And now is the time to start asking them what they've got planned for fall, because we're wrapping up the school year. So their spring carnivals probably already happened. It's usually closer around spring break time, but it's a good time to get in with fall and find out if they have a 31 vendor and just ask their PTA person to keep you on their list, because that can be an awesome way to network and meet other moms and meet other potential hostesses, customers, consultants, everything. And when in doubt, create your own vendor event, because odds are y'all all know people who sell other things. So you pull your Scentsy rep together with your Norwex rep, with your LuLaRoe rep, and you just throw your own event, either at somebody's house or rent, like you can, here anyway, you can rent very inexpensively, like little community center type rooms where they have room rentals for like $50 or whatever, and each vendor chips in $10, and you guys get the room for the day, do some free advertising, advertise it on Facebook, tell your circle, they tell their circles, then you're cross-marketing to their customers, and they're getting to do the same with your people. So it's a great way to get those extra sales if you can't find an event on a weekend when you want one, or you can't find one that doesn't have a 31 rep already. Just create your own. Okay, so who here has already done a summer launch party with the summer mini catalog? No. Okay, let's try that, shall we? That sounds super fun. That stuff is stinking cute, and people are eating it up. And this month with large utility totes, I feel like there's people coming out of the woodwork buying those things up. And I mean, they're probably gonna be sold out by the end of the month, so do it soon. But a launch party whenever we have a new catalog is always a great way to up your bookings, because you're getting your own party in the books. You can do a mystery drawing of anybody who buys to get the hostess rewards. You can give them tickets if they book their own party. Give them tickets if they book a Facebook party. However you want to do it, it's up to you. But incentivize them to purchase and to book. And that's going to help build up your calendar for June and July, because those people that are coming there, get them onto your calendar for the summer. Do something fun. I mean, kids are going to be home, right? People are stuck at home with their kids all summer long, and they want to lose their minds, right? So do something fun where you can incorporate the kids. Do a play date in the park party, or do a flip-flop fiesta out by the pool, or do something like that where they don't have to escape their kids, but they get to hang with their friends and entertain their kids at the same time. It's a win for everybody. And it gives you a chance to get out like in the middle of the day. If you're not working a full-time job, that's a great time to go party, because if you've got these kids at home too, you're wanting to get out. And it's giving them a chance to go do something different. It's giving you a chance to make some money. It's fabulous. Theme parties are huge. Neighborhood parties. Invite your neighbors over for, a driveway party. I mean, have your stuff set up and have, drinks and snacks for the kids, cook out, do whatever. We do that kind of stuff around here. We're like, I don't know, maybe we're ghetto. I don't know. We party in the streets. We don't care. But it's a lot of fun. Okay. Is anybody a member of a networking group?
Yes.
Marican was. I don't know if she still is.
I am. I just don't go. I also go to the chamber networking meetings.
That is not a shining example, Marican, that you are a member and you don't go.
Okay. The reason I don't go, they were not networking. They were fundraising. So I'm actually looking to start my own networking group where we're actually networking and not just raising money for the community all the time.
Well,
we should be making money.
Yeah, I run a networking group actually. My partner and I have been running it together for like 6 or 7 years, I guess, at this point. And we actually kind of flipped it and we're now a mastermind. So we are training around a different topic every month. And this group of women has really become a big core of my business. 2 of them are in my Hostess of the Month club. A couple others purchase from me just all the time. And I mean, it's reciprocal. I use their products too. Not because I feel obligated to, but because I know them and I believe in them and I trust them. And so when they tell me, oh my gosh, this is really good, you should try it, I'm going to try it because I have a relationship with these girls. And if you're telling me Jordan Essentials is going to work really well, then I'm going to try some Jordan Essentials and probably fall in love with it. And now I'm going to buy from you all the time. So that's what networking can do for you. It becomes your tribe. And I refer people out to them all the time. I get referrals from them all the time. It's about building that relationship and finding that core group that you guys all kind of have each other's back, really. Okay. This one is fun. This actually, a friend and I are working on this right now. Contact real estate agents in your local area. We, around here and probably everywhere, because real estate's real estate, a lot of real estate agents do almost like a welcome bag filled with pertinent local information to their new home buyers, right? So a friend and I are having postcards made with her and my info on them about potentially hosting a party, and we're actually tying it in. We're on the board for a junior women's club, which is a fundraising organization, and we're putting information about our meetings on one side and then our business information on the back as this has been sponsored by these 2 businesses, because we're trying to grow our juniors group, plus we're trying to get ourselves business. So and the real estate agents are happy to work with us. They are always looking for new stuff to put in those bags because it's a value add to their customers. And so if their customers are getting something, their new home buyers are getting something of value, they're going to think more highly of the real estate agent. So they're always looking for stuff. So that's one idea of what you can do with them. A lot of real estate agents, like it says on the slide, do give gifts as well to their new home buyers. So doing something like one of our baskets or a large utility tote or really any of our organizing type products is great for that. That's just something to keep in mind as well. Okay, get on the phone. Okay, raise your hands. Susan is blank, so I can't see her right now, but who is a big giant fan of picking up the phone and making calls? Anyone? Really? Tabitha, you're my hero. Do you want to make my calls for me? Because I hate it with a red hot passion.
I will do that for you.
I love you already. I can't stand it. I am not a phone girl. Marika can tell you, I don't know if I've ever even called her. She has to call. Whenever she wants to talk to me, it's from my best friend to my kids. I don't pick up the phone. I don't like it. I'm a texter. But anyway, get on the phone. We get this great report from home office every single month of who has looked at our newsletter. And you can even see what they looked at on it. So like it's a no-brainer, really. You can see who has clicked that they're interested in hosting, who's looked at the hostess specials for that month. Go back and look at your customers. If you've been in business long enough, you can go back and see, maybe somebody that purchased large utility totes last summer with the other flip-flop pattern would like to get their hands on this new flip-flop in the orange because it's awfully cute too. So you can go back and see those things. If you don't want to pick up your phone, if you're not Tabitha and you are afraid of the phone like I am, text them, Facebook message them, reach out to them in some way, shape, or form, send them a cute little red stamp with a picture of a large utility, and say, oh my gosh, did you know these are on sale this month? Because, yeah, that email goes out, but not everybody checks their email. I have a lot of friends who've got over 20,000 unread emails in their inbox, and it makes me cringe, but they are not going to see it. They are not seeing my monthly newsletters. They're just not. If they want to know what the special is, they ask me, or I send it to them whether they want to know or not, because they're good enough friends. But not everybody sees that. So make sure that if you know a customer likes a certain item and it goes on sale, that you're reaching out to them just in case they might have missed it. Schools are huge. If you have children in elementary, and my kids are now older, my youngest is heading to high school next year, which is ridiculous in and of itself. But when they were elementary, I was tight with the PTA. I was not like on the board of the PTA because those girls are crazy, but I was tight with the PTA, and I was in there frequently offering up teacher appreciation week ideas, Christmas gift ideas for the teachers, all those sort of things. And they had me several times come set up, like they do these meetings. I don't even think it was, maybe it was monthly, but I didn't go that frequently. But a couple times they had me come set up with meetings, and anybody that ordered, I did mystery hostess for any of those teachers. So it was super cute, and they loved it. And that is a great way. They did teacher appreciation week gifts from me for a couple years. And I mean, that's like, if you got a decent sized school, it was like an $1,800 order when they would do it. So it's a good thing to get in with PTA. I've never done a guy party. I think it's a great idea, but I have not done it. Marika, have you done one?
I have not. I cannot seem to get them to, the guys are too macho in my area.
To hang out with bags. Yeah, I get that. I feel like you're right. But it's a great idea in theory, and I think if anybody can pull it off, it's going to be Tabitha, because I feel like she's got that little saucy personality. So Tabitha, you're going to do this unless I'm just saying.
Okay, I'll try it.
Okay. I do this all the time, using old inventory to give away as booking incentives. This has worked really, really, really well for me. So the catalog changes over. You've got all this stuff that's retired. You're like, okay, now what am I doing with it? You can sell it at a vendor event, absolutely 100%. That can happen. You can sell it one-off out of the back of your car, whatever you want to do with it. But what I found that ultimately is the most profitable is to give it away. So I will do, when the catalog changes, I pick 10 items. And it's a wide variety. And I'll take a picture of them. And on each picture, I'll just photo edit it and write free. And then those 10 items, I have them numbered 1 through 10, and I send an email out to all of my local contacts that are in my back office, just locals, because I want it to be a home party in this instance. And I say, okay, the first 10 people to pick their number prize and give me a date, get to take their prize, get their prize at their party. And you have no idea, that works so well. And I feel like I've done the math on this before, and I don't remember it. I should have pulled it, but I didn't think of it. But I want to say the last time I did it, I booked 6 or 7 parties out of the 10 items. And I did the math at one point on what all those parties added up to be, like that 7 parties all together was however many thousands of dollars, which netted me, you know, whatever that commission was. And it was way more than what I would have gotten had I just sold those products at a vendor event or wherever. So giving stuff away sometimes is going to be more profitable, is my point, than actually selling it. So that's something you might want to consider. I know we're a little ways off from the next catalog changeover, but if you've got stuff from last catalog changeover that's still sitting around, do it as a Christmas in July or something like that. Christmas in July booking bonuses, you know, something like that, that you can get some of the stuff out of your house and get some parties on the books. Okay, I've done this before as well. Direct sales partnership, work with another direct sales person to agree to advertise in each other's customer bags. I've done this years ago with a Scentsy girl, and we were both starting out at the time. We were both very new to our businesses. And it was back when I used to bag all my customer orders. I didn't ship straight to the hostess. I would bag them and deliver them and tie my little stuff on them. And it was really cute and a lot of work. But I would put whatever she had given me. It was usually like a discount, however much off of a $30 order or whatever. And she would then turn around and put my mini catalog or my business card or whatever in hers as well. So that is one option. There's actually an online thing as well that I used to be a part of. It was called the Mom Pack. You guys heard of mompack.com? It's the exact same idea, but you'll find people like will post to it saying, hey, I'm looking for bag fillers, is what they call them in the group. I'm looking for bag fillers because they want them for giving out maybe to the first 100 people at their vendor event or to their customer orders or whatever. And they'll take all different companies and have these little like goodie bags that they're giving out to them. So it's kind of a neat concept. I was doing that for a while as well. And I was getting orders from like all over the country of people I had no idea who they were. So it's definitely worth looking into. It's just the cost of, whatever business cards on Vistaprint. I had ones made. I actually just found some more the other day in my drawer, but I had these ones made that have, I'm sure you can't see it because it's real small and I can't even find my camera. I have like an order by phone for 20% off your first order.
Back up a little bit.
You see it?
Yes, that is very cool.
So these were my go-to bag fillers from mompack.com. And it did generate me some orders. I mean, not parties, because it generally was people like in Wyoming and North Dakota and like all these different places, but kind of cool, kind of a neat idea. Okay, bookings at the party. Am I breaking up or am I clear still?
You're great.
Okay. So bookings, like we said, bookings at the party are going to be your best bookings because they see the stuff. They probably like the stuff because they've come to the party, and they get the whole concept, right? So what are booking seeds? They're basically just what you say to get somebody to want to book a party. So you might say, one of the things I love about what I do is being able to reward the hostess with special products, free products, half price items. And some of our stuff is even exclusive, like only our hostesses can get it. People dig that. Like you show them that triple duty caddy and they're like drooling. Like, wait, I can't buy that tonight? What? Nah, sorry. The hostess can get it. If you want to host, you can totally get this. This can be your first hostess exclusive. And they jump on it. They love that. Share that the price the hostesses pay is only X amount when really the retail on this is, $56 or whatever it is. I don't actually know our prices. That's horrible, isn't it? Especially with hostess exclusives, I can never remember. Do a hostess stack. I know Marican does this or sometimes does this.
I do it every party.
Okay, so you talk about this because I don't actually do it.
Okay, so what the hostess stack is about showing your customers at the party exactly what they can get for having a party. So with what they can get for having an average party, and the average party is around $600. And I pull product and I stack a person. I generally try to pick the person in the room that has shown the most interest in having a party. It's kind of my way of prepping her because once I've stacked her, she books. And this young lady booked a party with her. But what I do is I show them exactly what they can get with their products by being a hostess. So I show a $600 hostess and what they get, and then I tell them how much it costs them for a $600 party. And usually a $600 party hostess, they're paying around $150 for their product. So then I show, but my hostesses are not average. My hostesses are exceptional. And many of my parties are $1,200 parties. And with the $1,200 party, you're going to get all of this. So I stack the $250 worth of free products plus the 3 half price items and the 3 free hostess exclusives. Now the additional hostess bonus that they get as the hostess special for each month. And I stack all of that on them. And generally that stack is what she is holding in her hands now. And they're only paying around $100 for that. So they have gotten 3 times as much stuff as they had before. Now they're paying less, and it just absolutely wows the guests of the party. And I don't really have to do a whole lot more than that, other than just ask. So do you want to have a party? And I generally get 3 bookings at every party, and I do believe that the hostess stacking is part of it. I do give a little gift, and I have my hostess help me by offering a bonus gift to the hostess for booking 3 parties at every party. And I kind of prep her in advance by saying, okay, I'm looking to book 3 parties, and I've got this bonus gift for you, and I've got the mini gifts for your friends that are going to book. I do this hostess stacking, and then I talk to every single person. And I generally book 3, sometimes 4 parties at every single party. My calendar generally stays pretty full. They do not have to be all home parties. I prefer home parties, but I will take any kind of party they want to book. But just kind of showing them makes a difference. They love to see it. The visual is what it's all about.
Your cat's really cute. Just saying. I like the button face. That's nice.
Do you want me to talk about booking at the party, or do you want to do it?
Because I'm distracted by a cat. Go for it.
Yes. So booking games, they do work. They really do. And you can do whatever you want, but it just really makes your guests start thinking about the party. You can do these at online parties on Facebook as well. So don't give up too early. Give it 4 or 5 parties and do it differently for each group. So when you try a booking game for the first time, the first time you do it, you're learning. So you may only book 1 party, but continue to do it, because it takes a number of times before you're going to get comfortable with presenting it and sharing it with your friends. And you'll see the results come over time. Judge your crowd before you decide which booking game to do. I used to do the dice game quite a bit years ago, and I could walk into a party and tell by the ladies that were there whether or not the dice game was going to be good. In this area, we live in the Bible Belt, and when you're doing the dice game, you're basically talking about gambling. And it does not go over very well with a lot of my customers. And so I do not do that game as often, because it is not going to book me parties. It's actually going to upset my guests. And so I do bag games and different things like that. I do the hostess stacking. But be intentional. Get your guests and your hostess thinking about what's going on. Explain to them very carefully. Make your game fun. If it is not fun, then they are not going to want to participate. Some really aren't games at all. We just call them that, kind of like my bag game. And, it works out really well. You get those parties. I mean, even what Beth said earlier, just doing a big bag full of product that you're going to give away and taking it to your party. And can you all hear me, or am I cutting out on y'all?
You're cutting out on me, but I figured it was me.
Nope, I'm cutting out on everybody. Grayson, turn it off.
Oh.
He is watching videos, and I bet his videos are pulling my bandwidth.
Mine does that too.
Yeah, so he's going to have to turn right now. But so take product that you have you've gathered over time, put a tag on it, and when you go to your party, just set that box there and say, if you book a party tonight, you can choose any item out of this, and you'll receive it at your party when your party qualifies with $200. So, I mean, that is kind of a game, but it's kind of not a game. Use the old product, just as Beth was saying. It works really well. You can do it with pictures, or you can do it with the actual product. And I take that little card that I've attached to it, write the person's name on it, and then take it to their party. I booked a number of parties doing this. It works really well at vendor events too, because they will book parties to get that product for free rather than having to pay for it.
Right. And don't let them take it with them that day at a vendor event. Tag it with their name and say, okay, I'll bring it to your party. And then just hostess coach the heck out of them so they don't cancel on you.
Absolutely. All right, I'm ready for the next one. I think we've got actual games coming up next.
Yeah,
yes.
We're almost done. This is a long one.
This is talking about the dice game. The dice game is a game where you actually roll the dice, and then the people get a card. We're going to give you all copies of these games afterwards. But they get an envelope with a card inside. Each number has a different thing inside. It's either going to say book a party, win a prize, or grand prize. And then the grand prize, of course, is a larger product. It is a really good game. if it will go over in your area. It depends on your guests, and you'll know whether or not it's going to work well. The rosette game or the key fob game, I actually do it with key fobs now. You put a necklace on the hostess that says book a party, win a prize, and the hostess has 3 key fobs hanging off of her, and anybody that books a party gets a key fob. If the hostess books 3 parties, then she gets a bonus gift. The balloon game is very similar to the dice game. With the balloon game, you go in with a big bag full of balloons and give everybody a balloon as soon as you walk in. And they want to know what's inside of that balloon because each balloon has a little piece of paper in it. And they can pop their balloon if they agree to book a party. And then they find out what's inside of their balloon, and they're going to win some kind of a gift from that. And then the best game is what I actually do now. I take 3 small gifts to every party. Inside of the small gifts are key fobs, nail files, fingernail polishes, little note cards, cute little things that I've gotten in the past. You see my little one running around? Those kinds of things. Did you say hi, Grayson?
He's adorable.
He has another SOL test on Wednesday. He had the reading one today, and he is pooped. But and then the hostess, I have a bigger gift bag with lots of tissue paper running over out of it, and I usually put about $50 worth of product in there, and I gauge this to listen to my hostess and find out what she likes, and I try to make that gift something I know she's going to love. And when I book a party, each person gets to take their little bag. Once 3 parties are booked, the hostess gets the gift. And she does get it right away. Very few of my parties cancel. So I've had more cancellations recently, but they were basically because people were sick and I was able to get them to rebook. So I didn't lose them. But just something to make them think about why they want to have a party is going to make a big difference. Do not just do nothing because you will get no parties. Do you have any other booking games that you do, Beth?
No, I mean, I've done the necklaces. I've done bringing a large utility tote with retired stuff. You know what actually works really surprisingly well? I feel like I told you this, Marikan. What works the absolute best for me, and go figure, is putting my hostess packet in a thermal tote.
Yes.
And then like putting that, what do you call it? God, what is the word? Basket wrap around it with a ribbon, and say, oh, if you book tonight, there's your hostess packet. You pick which thermal you want to take it with you. And so I'll buy thermals with hostess credits and do it that way. And I mean, it's only an $18 item anyway, but I don't get cancellations. It just doesn't happen because number one, they're getting a gift when they're walking out the door, and they're from a party, and they don't want to disgrace their friends by being that bee that cancels on the consultant that came and partied with them. And I'm hostess coaching the heck out of them. So I don't get cancellations. It doesn't stress me out that they're walking out with a thermal tote. I would never do that at a vendor event. Never, ever, never, never. But at a home party, I will do that. And I get more bookings when I do that than any other game, anything ever.
Well, I have just, Beth just told me about this like 2 weeks ago. So I actually have an order coming in a couple of days. Some thermal totes. I'm doing a party on Wednesday night down in Raleigh in a new area, and I am going to be trying that. So I will let you all know how it works for me. I'm very excited.
I don't know why, but it's a hit. It is a
yeah. I mean, I would like to walk out with a thermal tote with my hostess packet in it. It's a great idea.
People like jump on it. And that basket wrap and the little like curly Q bows are all at the Dollar Tree. So it's like 3 bows for $1 and then like 2 or 4 basket bags come in a pack for $1. So it's really inexpensive, especially when you're getting the thermal tote with your hostess credit if you have it, or like I'll buy them at the outlet sale. It doesn't matter if it's retired. They don't care. They don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just cute and they want it and they want it now. So it works amazingly well. Okay.
So full service checkout, ladies. As for the booking at your checkout, you know, lots of times people want to have a party, but they're not going to tell you. But when you ask them, when they come to check out, to bring their wish list with them, you can take a look at their wish list. And most of the time, the wish list has so much more on it than they could possibly get. You should just say, so let's get all all this stuff for free. When are we going to book your party? Here are the days I have on my calendar. Which one you want? And they'll either say, oh, I don't have time to do a party. And you can say, well, that's okay. We can do it online. We can do it on Facebook. You don't have to do anything. Or they'll say, no, I don't really do those things at my house. And you say, well, that's no big deal. Guess what? I love doing restaurant parties. You all have heard me say 100 times. A party at a Mexican restaurant is one of my favorites because I can have a margarita while we're doing free chips and salsa. So if you ask, they may say no, and that's okay, but you are asking. And don't choose who you ask. Ask everyone, because you'll be surprised the people that are actually going to say yes. They just need to have you ask them. Talk to them about what they love. Offer for them to get it for free. Offer theme parties. Theme parties this time of the year are huge. Right now with the flip-flop thermal tote or flip-flop pattern that we have in our large utility tote, flip-flop parties where they all wear different flip-flops, decorate the flip-flops, and somebody gets a prize for having the cutest flip-flops are a great option. Talk to them about it. Don't choose to ask about it, because you never know who's going to say yes. You will book parties.
Yeah, you will. You know what? Oh, my internet connection is unstable. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Capitalize on the flip-flop thing. I mean, granted, I live in Florida and I'm in flip-flops 10 months out of the year, but last year, I think it was last year, we had that the other flip-flop pattern in the large utility and in a couple things. Maybe it was 2 years ago. Oh my God, how long have I been doing this? But I was doing at Dollar Tree, you can get these cute little kid-sized flip-flops. Like literally, they're like that big. Do that and like tie a ribbon on it and book a party right on the flip-flop and be giving those out to people at the parties, or give them to your hostess and say, try and get 3 people to take these. I mean, capitalize on that. It's fun. It's summer. People are having a good time. Like, and you can't resist this little freaking shoe. It's adorable. I'm telling you, people wanted them. I don't know why.
It's a very cute idea. I love it.
Yeah.
Gonna be taking that one to my party on Wednesday too.
I'm all about what can I find at the dollar store that I can use in my business. I love it. Susan thinks I'm crazy. I see that look on your face. It works.
So booking at the party, go for 4. I want 3, but if I book 4, I have been a rock star. I have booked 1 a week for the entire next month. I even try to rebook the hostess. So I try to book 3 people and then rebook the hostess for the next catalog that's coming. Offer the hostess a special gift, something she might love, and have her book a party before her party. Have her book a party before you even get there. You can give her the words to say, like, hey, Sarah, how would you like to book a party with my consultant? You'll love Marican. She is so much fun. You'll be able to get a free gift and tons of products. What do you think? And she's already got that person ready for you when you get there. Party's going to be booked. Or when you leave, have her talk to one of her friends that wasn't able to come and get her to book a party. I do that very often. I will try to book 3 there, rebook the hostess, and see if she has another friend. And it really does keep my calendar very full that way. Giving people the words to say makes a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that we have given you all a ton of information. Did you enjoy it?
A lot.
Yes.
Was it good stuff?
Yes.
And it was different than what you heard on Saturday, wasn't it?
Yes.
Good stuff.
So what we would like for you all to do for us,
Yes.
because we put a lot of time into these trainings for you all, is we would like for you all to go onto your team Facebook page and please share with the other consultants your favorite takeaways from the training tonight. And then I would love to see you all plan your party calendars and post them to our Facebook page. We want to see that calendar blocking that we talked about. And then pick one of the party tips that we gave you tonight and try it this week. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Woo!
Woo! So we're going to see you all in 2 weeks for our Move, Motivate, and Make It Happen, where we're going to be celebrating you all. And I do need to say a really quick congratulations to Miss Mary. Mary has promoted to senior consultant since our last call.
Yay!
So congratulations, Mary. We're so proud of you, building your team and growing your great director.
Congrats.
We will be shouting you out again at the next call in 2 weeks. But thank you all so much for joining us and taking time out.
Thank you.
Woohoo.
All right, I'm going to go get this little boy to bed before he's up all night because he has testing.
Oh, fun. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Good night.